Disconnect from daily chaos with Guilty by Association podcast. Straight guilty.
Grab your coffee, tea, or me and settle in. Suziii never hosted brunch. She's attended brunch, critiqued brunch, Instagrammed brunch, but never hosted brunch. Hosting brunch was for women who wore linen pants voluntarily and used words like tablescape. But on a random Thursday, her friend Kara casually muttered, "You've never hosted brunch. That's so un-Suziii. Un-Suziii." Suziii took personal offense to that. She was witty, sarcastic, enthusiastic, and slightly allergic to domestic effort. But if hosting a brunch would prove that she could, in fact, adult with the best of them, then so be it. Challenge accepted, Suziii said, with narrowed eyes and a dramatic sip from her oat milk latte. She'd never hosted brunch because it was a trap, a pastel-colored, mimosa-soaked trap. By Friday, she had a guest list of 12, too many. A Pinterest board titled Brunch Slay or Brunch Nay, and a note that said, "Buy basil?" with no recollection why. Her apartment was not what you'd call entertaining ready. Her couch had permanent dip-shaped indentations, and her dining table doubled as her laundry folding station. But she had determination and the ability to pretend she knew what a frittata was. Sunday morning came like a freight train full of panic. Suziii woke up at 6:03 a.m. Not out of dedication, but because she had a stress dream where her omelet exploded and Kara rated her brunch with 3 out of 10 mimosas. By 7:15 a.m., she was elbow deep in eggs, listening to a podcast called Brunch Like a Boss, while attempting to julienne a bell pepper, whatever julienne meant. It turned out to mean uneven slivers while muttering profanity. Her friend Jace stopped by early just to help, which really meant drinking coffee and critiquing her playlist. Why is there a ukulele version of Gin and Juice playing? It's brunchcore, Jace. Educate yourself. The oven made a terrifying clunking sound while she attempted her first ever quiche. She had YouTubed Easy Quiche for Lazy People, but halfway through realized she didn't have a pie pan. She used a ceramic bowl and sent up a prayer. Meanwhile, the fruit salad sat abandoned because halfway through slicing mango, she got into a texting argument with someone on Facebook Marketplace about whether her mid-century lamp was authentic or just pretending. By 10:45 a.m., her kitchen looked like the Food Network version of a murder scene. Guests were due at 11. It was 10:59. She realized She hadn't even showered. She sprinted to her bathroom, slapped on deodorant, and spritzed dry shampoo like it was a holy mist. When the doorbell rang, she slid across the wood floor in socks and tried to look casual while clutching a half-burnt quiche, just like a toddler clutching a teddy bear. Brunch again. It started with a chair. Specifically, it snapped under Kara. Now, to be fair, the chair was vintage, which is code for wobbly and emotionally unstable, but as Kara toppled gracefully backwards into Susie's coat rack, Susie gasped in horror and then froze in place, hands mid-air like she was miming a force field. I'm fine, Kara said from the floor, her legs tangled in a scarf. Jace stifled a laugh. Susie did not. She laughed so hard she snorted, which set off a ripple of laughter for the rest of the guests, and soon Kara was laughing too. For a moment, it seemed like the worst was over. The chair snapped, no one died, everyone laughed. They would move on. Then came the mimosas. Susie had decided, in her infinite brunch wisdom, to have a DIY mimosa bar, complete with orange juice, mango nectar, peach puree, and 3 kinds of bubbly, labeled with chalkboard tags like brunch vibes only, come brunch with me, and brunch don't kill my vibe. What she hadn't counted on was that her cat, Sir Pounce-A-Lot, would leap onto the bar mid-toast and knock over a bottle of Prosecco, which sprayed directly into Kara's purse. Sir! Susie yelled. Sir ignored her and began eating strawberries, meant for garnish. Meanwhile, the oven began smoking. The quiche had bubbled over. The thick egg lava was crusting itself to the ceramic bowl and sending burnt cheese signals into the air. Jace opened the window and fanned the smoke with a placemat. I kind of feel like I'm in a brunch-themed escape room, he muttered. Good, Susie chirped through her gritted teeth. It's immersive. Then came the final straw. Susie proudly carried out her centerpiece dish, a stack of lemon ricotta pancakes topped with edible flowers, only to trip over Sir again and send the plate face down onto the floor. Time stopped. Flour dust danced in the air. A piece of ricotta pancake clung to Susie's sock. She looked at her guests. Her guests looked back at her. Jace winced. Kara mouthed, "Oh, no." And Susie, wide-eyed and flour-speckled, declared loudly, "Brunch is canceled." She threw a dish towel like a white flag and collapsed into the nearest chair, which thankfully held. For a few seconds, no one moved. Then, Kara, standing with her Prosecco-drenched purse and a mimosa, gently picked up a still intact pancake from the top of the stack, still on the floor. This honestly tastes amazing. Someone else nodded. The strawberries have cat fur, but like I've eaten worse. Susie blinked. I just ruined everything. No, Jay said, tossing her a fresh towel. You burned everything, broke half of everything, and launched lemon pancakes into the stratosphere. But somehow, this is still the most fun brunch I've been to. You're just saying that because we're drinking before noon, she mumbled. Well, yes, but also you tried, Kara added. And that's a big deal for you. You don't do things halfway, even when halfway would have been so much easier. Susie paused. She looked around. There were 12 people crammed into her apartment, some standing, some sitting on throw pillows, one holding Sir like a furry hostage. The music had shifted to a rogue polka playlist for reasons unknown, and the oven was still occasionally letting off smoke plumes, but they were laughing. By noon, everyone had a paper plate. The quiche was hacked into strange geometric shapes, and someone had brought donuts. Jace made peanut butter toast with cinnamon and called it artisanal. Someone else opened a can of Pringles and poured Prosecco over it as a joke, and then regretted it immediately. It was chaotic, it was messy, it was not brunch. It was brunch ish. And it was perfect. Later that afternoon, as the last guest trickled out and Sir finally gave up stealing cheese, Susie slumped onto the couch with Jace and looked at the battlefield, formerly known as her kitchen. So, Kara called me un-Susie, she said, sighing. Turns out she was right. You mean you are Susie, he corrected. You're chaotic, loud, dramatic, and wildly overconfident. And somehow it all works. She grinned. I'm a brunch hazard. You're a brunch icon. She raised her mug, now filled with lukewarm coffee and 3 errant blueberries. To brunch-ish, to brunch-ish, he echoed, and they clinked mugs like champions. Perfection is overrated. Sometimes the best gatherings are the ones that fall apart and somehow bring people closer because of it. If you lead with laughter and lemon ricotta pancakes, even the airborne ones, it's hard to fail. Also, never trust a cat around strawberries.